I believe that you, our armed forces and other security agencies have everything in terms of the morale and the determination.
Security agencies get thumbs up from lawmakers on offensive against outlaws.
There are lots which Nigerians are producing and which need to be put at the export market, and for us to end the necessary foreign exchange that is important.
Sweet tasting story of Nigerian foods in Europe, plus food for thought on a growing enterprise.
I feel safe coming back to school in Abuja because I've not heard of any security challenges.
Pupils and students return to the classrooms in the FCT with hope and courage after abrupt end to last academic year. Hello and thanks for joining us on the Network News. I'm Naja'atu Tijani. I'm not reading alone. Kemi joins us from Ibadan, while Michael Olaleye will join us later from Lagos. You can start watching this newscast live on our website, nta.ng/live, and other active social media platforms displayed on the screen. President Muhammadu Buhari has formally congratulated the chairman of the Nigeria Governors Forum and Governor of Ekiti State, Dr. Kayode Fayemi, on his election as president of the Forum of Regions of Africa, FORAF. This was during an audience with the governor, accompanied by his counterparts from Kano and Nasarawa states. The president also granted audience to Governor Aminu Bello Masari of Katsina State. State House correspondent Adamu Sambu reports.
The governor of Ekiti State was elected in Morocco during the formal launch of the first edition of the forum organized by United Cities and Local Governments of Africa in collaboration with the Association of Moroccan Regions as well as the Council of Oriental Region. More than 400 delegates, including 60 presidents or governors of regions from 22 African countries, attended the forum, which focused on the contribution of regional governments to sustainable development and the dynamics of integration of Africa. Presenting the newly elected president of the forum to the Nigerian leader, Governor Abdullahi Sule of Nasarawa State, who was part of the Nigerian delegation to the conference, had told him that his leadership played a significant role in Dr. Fayemi's election as president of the Forum of Regions of Africa.
And we went through so much, Mr. President, because of the Francophone countries that really wanted the position very badly. At the end of the day, we were lucky. We got the support of Niger, which we strongly believe Mr. President needs to know. Niger came very, very strongly in support of Nigeria to take the position. And that was how we were able. And also with the support of Mali. Mali came very, very supportive of us. At the regional level, after the support of these other countries, Morocco came very, very strong support of Nigeria to emerge the pioneer president. In addition, with everything that Morocco had done to us, they supported us very strongly. Kenya came very strongly in support of Nigeria to emerge.
The emergence of Nigerian Governors Forum as the inaugural presidency is not just a victory for our country, it's a testimony to how well regarded and respected you are amongst other countries in Africa. And the idea behind the establishment of the forum, sir, is really for subnationals to become the engines of growth and the agents of innovation in a way that they can reduce the pressure on the central governments. And the ultimate goal is to create, to contribute to the emergence of a much more structurally reformed, socially united, economically strong, and globally respected continent, contributing to Africa Agenda 2063, and of course the Sustainable Development Goals 2030, Mr. President.
President Muhammadu Buhari, who congratulated Dr. Kayode Fayemi on his election, described as welcoming that in spite of the security challenges confronting Nigeria, other countries still believe in the nation's leadership and potentialities.
I'm pleased that you have experienced the support the leadership of the country enjoys from other regions, of Africa. Our potentialities really cannot be sidelined by any group or any individual state in Africa and the world over. And for you, Governor of Ekiti State, congratulations, for doing justice to Nigeria.
The president thanked all other countries that queued behind Nigeria to emerge president of the forum. Governor Fayemi is expected to relinquish the presidency to the next chairman of the Nigeria Governors Forum at the expiration of his tenure in office next month. President Muhammadu Buhari also granted audience to the governor of Katsina State, Aminu Bello Masari. Details of their discussions held behind closed doors were, however, not disclosed. From the State House, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
The leadership of the Senate says it has observed remarkable improvement in the fight against insecurity in Nigeria by the armed forces and other security agencies in the last 4 months. The President of the Senate, Ahmad Lawan, stated this during a follow-up meeting involving principal officers of the Senate, security chiefs and other security agencies, saying that the armed forces and other security agencies have exhibited renewed vigor in arresting the security situation, which should be sustained.
Ensuring that we return to normalcy by December 2022, I'm sure he had in mind what we have been doing recently. I believe that you, our armed forces and other security agencies have everything in terms of the morale and the determination, even though we still have to give those who have made every effort to steal our oil at an industrial scale. I'm sure some of them may not be that likely to escape. We want to see trials of people who are caught.
Before the Buhari administration leaves office, overcrowding will be a thing of the past in Nigeria's custodial centers. The Minister of Interior, Rauf Aregbesola, gave the indication while touring the 3,000-capacity ultra-modern custodial center in Karshi on the outskirts of Abuja. Victor Azu reports.
Recreational spaces and worship centers are some of the facilities expected in this new custodial center in Abuja. More importantly, the facility will have the capacity to hold 3,000 offenders at once. The federal government approved one of such for each geopolitical zone in the country. The idea is to decongest Nigeria's overcrowded correctional facilities.
I'm satisfied with the pace of work and the quality of work. What we have seen here, we are about 55% completion when you add all the services to it.
Satisfied with the pace of work, the Minister of Interior says not only will the project be completed, but the ones in Kano and Rivers State, all before the May 2023 handover.
My desire is to have the first 3 of the 6 completed before this administration ends in May of next year. And I'm working at it. I'm going to approach the president for support.
With only 55% of work done here since 2020, observers will rather treat the promise with cautious optimism. In Abuja, Victor Azu, NTA News.
Now, justice in the education sector. The National Industrial Court, Abuja, has adjourned the suit filed by the federal government challenging the prolonged industrial action embarked on by members of the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, to Friday, 16 September 2022. Citing Section 17 of the Trade Disputes Act, Minister of Labour Chris Ngigi filed a referral matter for adjudication on behalf of the two claimants, saying the strike had paralyzed university education. At today's proceedings, counsel to the federal government, Tijani Ghazali SAN, informed the court of the intention of the claimants to file more affidavits of facts on the matter. An application by the Social and Economic Rights and Accountability Project to join the suit was not granted by the court, as it considered the application for a rejoinder in the matter as being premature.
Paid. Your organization can decide to give you a check, can decide to pay direct into your account. One of their major issues is the issue of payment through either IPPIS or UTAS. Yeah. We are saying that cannot be dictated to government. We reserve the right to pay the way we believe is most appropriate in the circumstance.
We intend to join issues with the government.
Meanwhile, the federal government has reassured Nigerians of its commitment to promoting and protecting human rights-related issues in the country. The Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Abubakar Malami, said this when he received the Human Rights Action Plan from board members of the National Human Rights Commission. Omenka Marachuku reports.
In recent times, issues of promotion and protection of human rights in Nigeria has been a source of concern to many. To address some of the encumbrances, these board members of the National Human Rights Commission is seeking more collaboration of the Ministry of Justice.
Attorney General, that will be presented before you today include the following: asking that the federal government will make the requisite declaration pursuant to Article 34 of the Protocol to the African Charter on Human and People's Rights, and doing this will create direct access to the African Court on Human Rights by individuals and non-governmental organizations. This singular move will widen the scope of access to protection of human rights in the continent of Africa.
This is a government that has a history, a tradition of respect for human rights, both in terms of having legislative framework, supporting it with institutional framework, and further reinforcing them with observance and enforcement of your decisions where they are handed down.
The collaboration between the board members of the National Human Rights Commission and the Ministry of Justice will assist in promoting human rights in line with international best practices. In Abuja, Omenka Marachuku, NTA News.
All is now set for the one-day working visit of President Muhammadu Buhari to Imo State, slated for Tuesday, 13 September 2022. Beatrice Anyam reports.
The one-day working visit by President Muhammadu Buhari to Imo State come Tuesday, September 13, 2022, is to inaugurate 3 signature projects of the Governor Uzodinma-led administration: the 35-kilometer Owerri-Olu Road, Phase 1 of the Owerri-Okigwe Road, and the rehabilitated Imo State House of Assembly complex. Governor Hope Uzodinma expresses gratitude to the president for his interventions in the 2 federal roads aimed at improving the standard of living.
We are good to go. The projects are already as planned. It will be important for him to first-hand see things for himself and see the achievements we've recorded within the period under review and the contributions of his administration towards the economic well-being of Imo people.
The Commissioner of Information and Strategy, Declan Emelumba, speaking on the level of preparedness, says measures have been put in place to ensure a hitch-free visit. This is the second official visit of the president to Imo State this year. Anyam, NTA News.
You're watching the network news on NTA. Time for some messages. The news continues shortly. Do stay with NTA.
chicken soup. You need to check out this place. It's beautiful. Oh. I don't want to be an amebo, but girl, I'm just trying to give you good content.
Get more data to enjoy exclusive content. Dial *141# now.
Airtel, the smartphone network. They say nothing good comes easy, but with determination and sheer focus, Boa Foods finds new ways to put food on many plates. We produce competitively priced sugar, flour, and pasta that are highly sought after by our corporate and trade partners. At Boa Foods, we remain committed to lead with purpose and make a difference by embracing the responsibility to meet Africa's growing food demand. We dare to lead. So can you. Boa Foods, nourishing lives.
The Senate Committee on Finance hereby invites all chief executives and heads of federal ministries, departments, and agencies, MDAs, to appear for an interactive session on the 2023-2025 medium-term expenditure framework and fiscal strategy paper from Tuesday 13 to Monday 19 September 2022. All MDAs are advised to check the national daily newspapers, The Sun, Daily Trust, The Nation, and Punch for their respective dates of appearance. All MDAs are to appear before the committee with 25 copies each and a soft copy of their 2022 budget performance and 2023 budget projection. Furthermore, all MDAs must appear before the committee with their heads. Venue: Conference Hall 231, New Senate Building Complex, National Assembly, Abuja. Time: 12 noon daily. Chief host: Senator Ahmed Lawan, President of the Senate. Host: Senator Solomon Adeola. Announcer: Chairman, Senate Committee on Finance.
I dey look for pension fund administrator. What's up? Makes sense. Wake up for me. No be the time when story go enter the matter when it's time to deliver. No. Make sure them no go stress you. Call them, then they accessible. Customer care where they on point. No go regret what you try. Of course, promisable investment. Everything will just be blessed. Premium pension today. Make that switch to premium pension. Premium pension. Make that switch to premium pension.
Join over 700,000 satisfied members and enjoy the premium experience at our offices across the 36 states in Nigeria, including the FCT. Call 094615-700-704 to make the switch today. Premium pension. Active today, premium tomorrow.
The Imo State Council of Elders heartily felicitates with our hardworking and dynamic governor, His Excellency, Distinguished Senator Hope Uzodimma Onwa Ndigbo, on the occasion of the commissioning of 3 of his signature projects by His Excellency President Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR. As elders of the state, we are more than satisfied with the sterling performance of Governor Uzodimma because of his avowed determination to make the state better. The completely rebuilt Imo State House of Assembly complex by His Excellency is an eloquent testimony that he believes in participatory democracy, with the legislature as the symbol of the people's power. We are also delighted that the governor has been able to overcome the erosion challenge to finally realize the reconstruction of the Owerri to Olu and Owerri to Kigwe roads, thus restoring the hope of the people in his 3-hour administration. We therefore heartily welcome Mr. President to the warm hospitality of the government and people of the Eastern Heartland and wish him a memorable visit. Signed, His Royal Majesty Eze Dr. Cletus Ikechukwu Ulomwanya, CON, Obi of Obinugu, Chairman, Imo State Council of Elders. Right Honorable Maxwell Duru, PhD, Secretary, Imo State Council of Elders.
Don't let anything stop you from being active. But when headache strikes, I always trust Sudrex Headache and Fever for body pain. Trust Sudrex Joint and Muscle Pain. Sudrex acts fast for headache and pain relief for non-drowsy effect. Safe and trusted for more than 20 years. Sudrex, overcome pain challenge. Win your day.
our new toothpaste, Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection.
Why are we changing our toothpaste?
Because with Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection, I can be sure your teeth are cavity-free.
When you brush daily with Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection, its expert formula locks natural calcium in our teeth and helps protect them from cavity. Colgate is the world's most chosen toothpaste.
Colgate locks calcium in...
Colgate is now available in 300 Naira and 500 Naira packs.
Thanks for staying tuned. Back to school. Academic activities for the 2022-2023 academic session in both public and private schools in the Federal Capital Territory have resumed in earnest. Hadiza Godwin Ebuni reports of a rather impressive turnout on the first day of school.
The sound of the school bell signifies a new dawn in the Federal Capital Territory schools. Heads of schools say both teachers and students have been briefed on every activity, including security consciousness.
We have not noticed any unusual movement. If we notice, we have relevant places to report. We have policemen that come at night around us. We have some of their numbers, and we're always in contact with our headquarters.
To the best of our ability, we try to put things in place. As you can see, 2 securities in the morning and in the evening, 2 security. Considering the proximity of the school with the headquarters here, I believe we're safe by the grace of God.
Actually, I feel safe coming back to school in Abuja because I've not heard of any security challenges.
Initially, when we were going back home, we were not given resumption dates. So it was during the holiday that we passed the resumption dates by on the WhatsApp group. So when I heard that we're actually going to come back to school, I felt happy, I felt safe.
Heads of schools say the academic calendar is still on track and all schools' activities will be observed as and when due. Hadiza Godwin Ebuni, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the Ministry of Education and the United Nations Children's Fund, UNICEF, have drafted a re-entry guideline for adolescent girls aimed at redressing the high rate of out-of-school girls in Nigeria, with experts in Ondo State charging parents and guardians to prioritize girl-child education, while government should implement the new draft. Olushola Komolafe reports.
Statistics by United Nations Children Fund shows that 11 million Nigerian children are out of school, out of which 60% are girls. Reasons for this are attributed to early marriage, pregnancy, poverty, among others. This critique of re-entry guideline for adolescent girls suggests adequate orientation for parents and guardians on how to care for their girl child.
In order for us to have a robust and a very comprehensive guideline, that's why we have decided, okay, let's take it around.
I'm appealing that the federal government, after the end of this program, they should assist us, ratify it, and make sure that, they ask or they mandate each state to make use of it.
Adspan charge government to properly monitor and implement the draft.
It's not enough for government to just bring in functionaries here, but to also ensure that these re-entry guidelines are contextualized and these are implemented to the letters.
We need to encourage them because their future matters to every one of us. Because if you don't cater for them, they will become liability.
More stakeholders, including non-governmental organizations, are also expected to enroll in the campaign for re-entry of all adolescent girl child back to school. In Akure, Olushola Komolafe, NTA News.
The Nigerian Nuclear Regulatory Authority is equipping its staff with requisite knowledge and skills for responding adequately to radiology and nuclear emergencies across the country at a 4-day capacity building training for regulatory officers in Abuja. Joseph Otseng reports.
Day in, day out, humans are exposed to some nuclear and radioactive emissions from X-rays, disease diagnostic equipment, nuclear plants, and radioactive materials released from coal and machines.
Hospital, the health sector, in mining sector, in industrial sector, we use this material that can be harmful to human being if not properly handled.
This 4-day training of 40 officers of the Nigerian Nuclear Regulatory Authority is part of the National Nuclear and Radioactive Response Plan to enhance capacity for emergency preparedness and response.
We want to also enhance their capacity to be able to look at an application for a license considering the content of the emergency response plan of that particular application. You know, is it okay for us to issue license? Do they have the right emergency plan in place?
We have international obligations as an authority that we're supposed to meet, and this will definitely helping me do my job better.
What we're lacking was, I think, it's our coordination and response. So I think this training will give us an opportunity to sort out those areas that we have deficiencies.
Nigeria had signed the International Convention on Notification and Assistance. In case of nuclear and radioactive accidents, the country will be assisted by the International Atomic Energy Agency to deal with it. But it is not just waiting for support, it is getting its personnel ready for the unexpected. In Abuja, Joseph Utsen, NTA News.
The First Lady of Nigeria, Aisha Buhari, has commiserated with the British High Commissioner to Nigeria, Catriona Lang, the British royal family, as well as the government and people of the United Kingdom over the death of Queen Elizabeth II, who died recently. In a condolence letter delivered to the British High Commission in Abuja, the First Lady describes the deceased as an outstanding leader and a role model to monarchs the world over, as well as women in Nigeria, for her exemplary life of love, motherly support and dignifying courage. The First Lady adds that in the 7 decades of the late Queen Elizabeth II's unprecedented service tenure, the United Kingdom has become a truly multicultural nation, peaceful and tolerant, even as she successfully consolidated the Commonwealth of Nations into one of the most formidable economic and socio-cultural blocs among the Committee of Nations. The First Lady further describes the monarch as a sovereign of great influence and wisdom, who presided over the independence of almost all former British colonies and witnessed the emergence of several women as presidents and prime ministers in various countries of the world. Mrs. Buhari says the deceased's long reign was without doubt the most eventful in the modern history of the United Kingdom and beyond, and will remain an exceptional legend whose demise has come at a time when her counsel and lifelong experience are most needed globally. The First Lady further says the Queen will be greatly missed by her subjects as well as the global community. Nigerians have continued to pay tribute and honour the late British monarch Queen Elizabeth II, who died last Thursday. Nigeria's Foreign Affairs Minister Geoffrey Onyema is the latest key Nigerian government official who was at the British Embassy in Abuja to sign the condolence register as a mark of last respect to the longest reigning monarch, saying the reign of the Queen has been instrumental to Nigeria's development, which has also had significant impact on foreign policy.
Very optimistic that, the excellent relations will continue. And we wish him all the very, very best in his, as a king of the head of the Commonwealth, which he already was actually. And of course, as a king of the United Kingdom, and wish him all the very, very best.
The late Queen Elizabeth is being paid her last respects in a period of mourning before her burial scheduled for September 19. The Federal Road Safety Corps has warned its personnel to desist from any form of involvement in political rallies and campaigns as the 2023 election draws near. In a statement by the Corps Public Education Officer, Assistant Corps Marshal Bisi Kazim, officers should stay within the Corps mandate and establish the FRSC Act. The Corps Marshal assures Nigerians of adequate measures to ensure safer roads during and after the campaigns and appeals to the public to comply with road safety measures. A bridge linking Bida and Mina in a settlement of about 23 kilometers from Bida, has collapsed under torrential rainfall witnessed in the area in the past couple of days. The bridge, which caved in the early hours of Monday, has left many commuters plying the Minna-Bida road in Niger State stranded. The road is a major highway connecting Ilorin, Mokwa and Jeddah to Minna, the state capital. At the time of filing this report, no official statement from the state government has been made on efforts to ameliorate the hardship being faced by the stranded commuters. It's time now to join Michael in Lagos for more reports on the network news. Over to Michael.
Thank you, Najatu. Although seizure of smuggled items does not fall within the mandate of the Navy, but in carrying out its responsibility of securing the waterways, the Nigerian Navy has constantly demonstrated that it is keeping eagle eyes over the country's exclusive economic zone. One of such efforts paid off recently as more than 620 bags of foreign rice and 57 wraps of cannabis sativa with one suspect were apprehended and handed over to relevant agencies. Lindeneke reports.
Stretching from the creeks in Badagry down to the border town of Seme falls under the area of responsibility of the Nigerian Navy Forward Operating Base in Badagry, and in one of its usual surveillance on the waters, these consignments laden in 2 boats were intercepted. The Nigerian Navy says the motive behind its seizure is purely based on the fact that it contradicts its mandate of protecting the nation's economy. This arrest, according to the Forward Operating Base in Badagry, was made possible through the efforts of its officers and men in a routine patrol on board NNS Sokoto.
It gives us the opportunity to sound a note of warning to the perpetrators of this heinous crime, that we not rest on our hours. We continue to mount aggressive patrol and to pursue them until they are brought to book.
The commanding officer, Forward Operating Base, Badagry, Navy Captain James Otache, handed over the items to the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency and the Nigerian Customs for further investigation and prosecution.
We, on our own part, we are doing our best to see that we track down the cartels. As you can see, there is no suspect. So our intelligence unit is being activated to follow up and see how we can arrest the perpetrators.
He has provided a lot of logistics. We are doing our own bit from our own side, and we cannot do it all. And that is why we need this synergy from other sister agencies.
The Navy says it is determined to thwart all forms of illegality through persistent and aggressive operations to enforce national laws and engender economic growth and prosperity. In Lagos, Lynn Lenake, NTA News.
Bridging the gap between the volume of Nigeria's imports and exports through the airports is generating debate on the need to develop a well-detailed national aviation cargo guide to boost the global presence of the country in the air freighting business. Correspondent reports that as a push towards the actualization of these, the Federal Airports Authority of Nigeria FAN says 14 airports are already being processed to start operating fully as agro-allied cargo airports. In the face of dwindling passengers traffic due to inflation in airfare, key players in the aviation industry are seeing massive opportunities in the freight and cargo subsector. But the statistics are not encouraging. In 2019, for instance, records from the Federal Airports Authority of Nigeria, FAN, showed that while Nigeria's air cargo imports stands at 131 million tons, the country exported only 16 million tons.
Biggest producer of yam, one of the biggest producers of ginger, cashew, and so many things. So I think we should also be the biggest and the busiest airport for exports in Africa.
Stakeholders say there is need to put together a comprehensive document that will serve as export guide for willing investors. A crusade the Nigeria Export Processing Zones Authority is championing,
But the agency is calling for collaborative efforts that will lead to investments in infrastructure where they are lacking.
We are trying to provide a very conducive environment where they will have the confidence, the comfort, and the belief that their money is safe.
One of the positives going forward is that FAM will be leveraging on the special economic zone status granted to 4 airports in Nigeria to stimulate the volume of export cargo.
It means nobody now needs to go to NEPSA to apply to have those benefits or register as a economic zone business. When you have that intention to benefit, you register with this special machinery that is going to be at the airport.
Key players say the debate for a well-coordinated aviation cargo guide is apt as well to offer the much-needed impetus to harnessing the air freighting business for economic growth.
Do not forget to follow this news broadcast live on our website at nta.ng/live and on our other social media handles displayed on your screen for updates. Time for some messages. The news continues shortly. Please stay.
Yeah, we don't want it at all. Killing people today, tomorrow, we don't want it at all. And we don't want separation. You do your own, I do my own. Let you go. Michael, no. We don't want that one.
We may quarrel and disagree, but let it be on the table of dialogue.
No blood, ills, war, violence.
Let us stand with our nation as one people.
And we must also stand for the armed forces.
They are our husbands and wives. They are our brothers and sisters.
Please support the armed forces,
whose lives are always on the front line to protect our nation. Nigeria is your own. Nigeria is mine. Nigeria is our own.
Our uniqueness is in our oneness.
Our oneness is our strength.
Wait. Mama T, what's the COVID vaccine poster they do for your domot? Abi, you don't begin work for those people.
Big mommy, now me put the poster there. Our teacher say COVID-19 vaccine they say well, and it go protect you, me, and all our family from COVID-19. Our teacher sabi Rudo, big mommy. Make you follow who know Rudo.
My name is Dr. Chinonso Egemba. Then they call me a Aproko doctor. The COVID-19 vaccine now obonge way to protect you and your family from wahala, sickness, and death from COVID-19. Or you have to get your own free COVID-19 vaccine. Sharply go any healthcare facility way near you.
For the past 10 years, Imo State House of Assembly had been operating outside the imposing assembly complex because of the level of decay and dilapidation. For a whole decade, a generation of Imo lawmakers could not access the complex for fear of their lives. The walls were collapsing, the roof had caved, it became a death trap, and we fled for our lives. But we have returned from exile, courtesy of His Excellency, Senator Hope Uzodimma. He has not only completely rebuilt the assembly complex, but installed state-of-the-art equipment that makes the complex one of the best in the country. Indeed, our integrity as a symbol of the people's authority, which had been eroded before now, has been restored. That is why I, Right Honorable Kennedy Ibe, the Speaker of the State House of Assembly, on behalf of the leadership and members, express our sincere appreciation to His Excellency, Senator Hope Uzodimma, the Executive Governor of the state, for saving us from the shame of being refugees. As President Muhammadu Buhari commissions the edifice today, we say thank you, His Excellency, Right Honorable Kennedy Ibe, Speaker, Imo State House of Assembly.
Once upon a time, an idea was born. It grew into one institution with a master plan. Since 1989, IBTC has evolved to become Stanbic IBTC, setting the base as one of the first holding companies in Nigeria. Over the years, we've expanded beyond banking to owning formidable business subsidiaries across 10 industries, all backed up with AAA Fitch rating. With over 4,000 employees, our presence across the country is further strengthened by our efficient network of digital channels. years. Our dedication to the Nigerian dream has granted us recognition 44 times by 18 awarding bodies in 6 sectors. We are proud to be champions of exponential trade finance through our partnership with the largest bank in the world, facilitated across 22 sectors. Nigeria is our home, and we are committed to driving her growth. So whatever your dream is, we believe it can be.
Last time when you come, you say you know they fit too well. How your body now?
As I go clinic, go do test. I get malaria. As I begin take my malaria medicine, I come begin well. I not even finish the medicine safe. I say make I save the rest of the medicine for another time. Mama put. Wait with this now.
And the saving technique where you know take finish your medicine, now they make a use for you. So that when you go, come back, when better hungry don't catch you where you come back and shop the food.
Mama put, see, which is the way you give me so. Better hunger go come wire my belly.
If you not treat that malaria, if it's come plenty for your body, and you see that medicine where you save, you know can't reach to treat them.
I don't hear. Thanks, Mama. I receive sense, so I could do I'm correct now.
Fever and a sign of plenty different diseases, plus including malaria.
To test. If na malaria, then go give you correct medicine. If no be malaria, go your health worker could tell you what to do.
Now, Federal Ministry of Health and American people then bring you this message.
When you wake up in the morning before you start your day, breakfast time is time. For work and for play, for a great start to your day. Breakfast time is time.
Always start our day with a nourishing Kellogg's breakfast, powered with the goodness of grains and 11 essential vitamins and minerals. Kellogg's makes a great tasting breakfast for all of us.
Breakfast time is Kellogg's time.
Welcome back to our Abuja studios. It's time for some business news with Musa Abubakar. So, Musa, what's trending?
Well, cashew nut value chain. Well, let's find out. The federal government says it will continue to provide needed policy direction and support for the growth and development of the cashew sector, both in Nigeria and on the African continent. Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, Adeni Adebayo, gave the assurance while declaring open the 16th annual conference of the African Cashew Alliance holding in Abuja. The minister observed that while Africa has remained at the forefront in the production of cashew nuts globally, the continent will continue to enjoy the least economic benefit from the commodity if more than half of what is produced continues to be exported in its primary form with no value addition.
Our production, and we are increasing our production, and the export of cashew. We think Nigeria now wants to change the narrative from just exporting to actually adding value before exporting.
This trend of exporting raw cashew nut must stop, and the only way to stop this is to increase production, bridging the skill gap among cashew farmers, increasing the processing capacity of 20 Western and Eastern African nations, and harnessing capacity capabilities for other cashew derivatives that have the capacity of increasing jobs to our youth and women in rural and urban areas.
Oil prices rose on Monday as Iranian nuclear talks appeared to heat. Obstacles and an embargo on Russian oil shipments loomed, with tight supply struggling to meet still robust demand. CNBC reports that Brent crude futures rose 1.5% to $94.30 per barrel. U.S. West Texas Intermediate crude was up 1.6% at $88.20 per barrel. Now to capital markets. Market activities on the Nigerian stock market started this week in a downward trend. At the close of trade this Monday, the NGX all-share index depreciated by 0.14% to 49,626.05 basis point. Market capitalization also dropped to 26.7 trillion naira. Investors exchanged 86.594 million shares in 3,377 deals valued at 1.1 billion naira. Guarantee Trust Holding Company, Sterling Bank, and Zenith Bank were the most active shares. Now that's business news. Naja is back to you.
Thank you very much, Musa. Now, the increase in demand for made in Ibadan is next, rather, and Kemi will be guiding us.
Welcome to Ibadan. The National Space Research and Development Agency, NASDA, is collaborating with the relevant stakeholders to tackle insecurity through its technological expertise, as well as fast-track Nigeria's socio-economic advancement. The Director General of the agency, Dr. Halilu Shaba, disclosed this during an official visit to Profos Limited, a defense solution provider based in Ogun State. Correspondent Joel Popola has the details.
For the Director General, the inherent economic gains of space technology cannot be overemphasized, as it also guarantees safety of the nation. The partnership with Profos is therefore a proactive initiative to keep pace with the rest of the world, who are leveraging on space technology for seamless possibilities in all sectors of the economy. Both the NASDA DG and Profos agreed that satellite technology is pivotal to unlock the economic potentials of the country.
We've been on the track for socio-economic development to see what we can do in the area of agriculture, what we can do for environment, water resources, pollution, and also how we can boost the economy of this country. So far, we are community of practice. The user communities, we engage them so that they can use that technology to the fullest, because what we are providing them is support services so that they can achieve their goal.
We're able to help the defense sector of Nigeria to move forward through privatization. We can do the same with the space industry. Let us push through the private sector, help them do their research and development.
The NASDA delegation took time to have a feel of how armored vehicles and other military hardware are produced by Profos Limited for both local and international markets. From Oderemo, Joel Bukbola, NTA News.
Has suicide ever crossed your mind? How do you manage a loved one with mental health disorders leading to suicidal thoughts? These questions and more is what Grace Ayoleke seeks to answer in this special report.
Research by the World Health Organization indicates that more than 800,000 people die due to suicide every year. In Nigeria, cases of suicide are being recorded almost every day. The alarming spate of this self-destruct action is a cause of concern, hence the need for its prevention.
Keeping that person company, trying to make the person see the importance of life at that moment is very, very essential.
Experts suggest that every section of the society must be alive to its responsibility to end suicidal tendencies.
A person is thinking about suicide, ensure that the person associates with a significant group that can strengthen the person's cognitive pattern, because usually suicide starts from the thought.
We all owe it a duty to ourselves to learn how to cope better and how to be resilient so that we don't break down with mental health problems and start thinking, for instance, of suicide as a way.
Suicide prevention, according to the mental health advocate, is about reducing the social conditions that negatively impact one's quality of life and checking up on loved ones. While September is identified as Suicide Prevention Month, 10th of the month is observed as World Suicide Prevention Day in Ibadan. Grace Ayoleke, NTA News.
And that's it from Ibadan. Najatu, it's back to you.
Answer the family.
Introducing Goodnight Power Shots Multi-Insect Killer. Fast action and great fragrance. Sprayed 2 shots each in 4 corners of the room stops mosquitoes without stopping family moments. Goodnight Power Shots. Spray inside, stay inside. Endorsed by the Nigerian Medical Association.
Growing your small business from where it is to where you want it to be requires all the support you can get. GrowBiz from Keystone Bank, you have it all to unlock your business potentials. Open a GrowBiz account and receive business and financial advisory to give your business the edge to always succeed in the marketplace. Enjoy the free access to the MSME Academy, which helps your capacity to grow your business. Business loans with attractive interest rates to fund your business with ease. Maintaining your Grow Biz account comes at no cost at all. You have the business and our support. Sign on to the Grow Biz account on KeystoneBankNG.com and get the support your business needs to grow. Keystone Bank, we grow together.
Experience the wonder of the FIFA World Cup in Qatar with Coca-Cola. Buy any Coca-Cola product with a white cap. Check the code under the cap and dial *8014 *1 code hash to participate for free. Terms and conditions apply.
The umbrella unions of transporters in Imo State most respectfully welcome our dear leader and father of the nation, President Muhammadu Buhari, on the occasion of his one-day visit to our state to commission 3 key projects executed by His Excellency Senator Hope Uzodinma, our beloved and charismatic governor. We are indeed happy that 2 of those projects to be inaugurated are the Owerri to Olu-Dua carriageway and the Owerri to Okigwe road. These roads before now had been a nightmare to our members because of its deplorable state. We therefore cannot contain our joy that we now have brand new roads to make our movement and that of our passengers easier. While we wholeheartedly welcome President Muhammadu Buhari to Imo State to commission these landmark projects, we sincerely thank our amiable Governor Uzodinma for wiping the tears of our members through the reconstruction of the roads. Samuel Ude, Imo State Chairman, Road Transport Workers Association.
It's time to get back to school, and this time going back to school will be even much more fun for everyone. Oh, wow! Because with Capri Sun, you get free pencils, erasers, sharpeners, and more in our free Edu Kit in every carton of Capri Sun.
Just great taste and all of the fun to take back to school in the Capri Sun Back to School promo. Capri Sun, the taste of fun.
T's and C's apply.
Looking fresh for your date? Get even fresher with Close Up. New Close Up Triple Fresh formula. It cleans deeply, fights 99% of bacteria, and cools intensely, keeping you protected and fresh. Still fresh, still protected. All day confidence to get close. You Close Up Triple Fresh formula.
We don't like to eat better, more nutritious meals, more veggies, but we want it tasty and easy too. No cubes. That's the secret. Made with real ingredients like chicken, parsley, and garlic, and enriched with iron, so your meals are better for you and more delicious too. That's the cocoa. Let's give it some accolades. Change your world by changing what's on your plate.
Sports update is next with Cynthia Ogu.
After an impressive performance by Nigeria's representatives at the CAF Champions League and Confederation Cup over the weekend, football fans called for sustenance of form and focus ahead of future engagements.
A very good advertisement for the Nigerian football, especially now that the morale is very low.
In the meantime, head coach of the Nigeria Under-19 boys volleyball team, Adekalu Adeniyi, has praised the relentless efforts of the players, which saw them emerge back-to-back champions of the African Under-19 Boys Nations Championship. Nigeria hammered Egypt 3-0, 25-20, 25-18, 31-29 on Sunday in the tournament final in Morocco to retain the title they won in 2020.
We thank God for determination and everything, and we never lost focus. We were able to defeat them 3-0.
It's not that easy, but it's the cooperation of my team and my coach.
Carlos Alcaraz says he is more determined to win trophies after claiming the US Open title in Flushing Meadows on Sunday. Alcaraz defeated Casper Ruud 6-4, 2-6, 7-6, 6-3 to capture the US Open and earn a Grand Slam title.
A bit of a transition for the men, so it's good to see a very young person, a teenager really, begin to take his place.
I see in him the promise of consistent delivery.
The Spaniard, who is the youngest Grand Slam champion since Rafael Nadal won his first French Open title 17 years ago, becomes the new world number one. With Sports Update, Cynthia Ogun, NTA News.
That's the news. Thanks for watching. Do remember to always take action against rape and rapists. I'm Najat Tijani.